I ever saw the other side of Prof.
That shadow looks a lot like Mario. The burglar, Buster Nix. There's the caretaker. Victim's wife, Miss Goldie Potsby-Mann. She reminds me of Lady Gaga.
She reminds me of Cruella de Vil. I mean, let's start with the dead body.
I'm still caught up on why is the glass on the body. Okay, so we have an alcoholic and his wife.
Pasta was boiling at the time of the incident, so they ordered out quite a bit. They ordered out and they're making pasta.
I must investigate the toilet.
The one that's been sticking to me was the wife.
That's fair.
Interesting. What brings you to that conclusion?
She were the one that found the body. Once you see, it makes no sense for that thief, Nix, to have given a false statement. She's next on the list.
I can't say it's a compelling deduction, but I think you're right to suspect the wife. In fact, I'd say there's a...
Oh, he does this thing.
96.4 probability that Potsby-Mann is the culprit.
You're pretty sure of yourself again, aren't you, Prof?
Well, there's still an uncomfortable 3.6 band of uncertainty that we must eliminate. I'll need to speak directly to the suspect in order to clear up one or two loose ends.
I assume you mean...
Our prime suspect, Miss Goldie Potsby-Mann.
I!
Though it's not officially related to this case, the woman has an extremely worrying history. She's had 3 previous marriages, every one of which has ended with her spouse dying.
Goldie Potsby-Mann, suspect, female, age 32, possibly wise. A stunning beauty, she has already been widowed 3 times in the past and lives a very opulent life off of the resulting life insurance. So we have motive. Well, we have motive now.
A motive.
Give over! Talk about leaving a trail!
Police and insurance companies investigated the incidents, of course. But they couldn't find any indication of foul play.
Maybe she's just dead unlucky then. What do you think?
Let's reserve judgment on that until we've met the woman in person. She should be here any minute.
Do you think she has any idea that we're onto her?
To help us with our investigation was the way I put it when I asked her to come in. She probably knows.
I guess we'll just have to try and catch her off guard then, eh?
Yes. I don't expect she'll give much away, but as we home in on the truth, hopefully she'll get flustered. Buffering again.
Oh no!
I'm counting on your help, Lucy.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a walk in the park, but I'll do what I can.
You being here has helped me with my lines so much. I'm reading them so much better than I did before. Ding
Because
dong.
it feels like you're actually having a conversation.
Yes. Maybe. Also because I'm not as embarrassed.
Good. Because I believe she's here.
I forgot about this part. Oh, she's a southern accent. I should have given her a southern accent. Oh, wow. Look at the dog.
Oh my god.
Yeah, did you just see it now?
No, I immediately saw it.
Now, were you the gentleman who requested my presence here?
That's a better voice for her. Well, this is the type of woman she is. Southern and holding a man on a leash with a spiked collar. Okay. Sorry.
Oh boy.
What the?
Miss Goldie Potsby-Mann.
That is my name. A pleasure to meet you, I'm sure. And, who's this fella with you? Well, I would have thought that'd been perfectly plain. Bing here is my new husband, is my new man.
Oh my god.
I'll do Bing.
You've got a new fellow already, but your husband's fella really cold.
Husband? Oh, yes, I did have a husband. That's right.
Talk about unfeeling. And what's that you've got around your fella's neck? A collar?
Isn't it swell? I chose it myself.
Unbelievable. You can't do that.
Well, I do declare, the police interfering with a young lady's private affairs of the heart.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I were...
What is this?
Miss Potsby-Mann, we fully respect your privacy, and your relationship with this man is not our concern. However, I wonder if we might ask your friend to leave us alone while we discuss the case?
Bing is my best friend, Inspector. We have no secrets between us. If I stays, he stays.
I'm afraid I cannot allow information about the case to be revealed to a third party. Please, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, very well. Bingo, go home, boy. Bingo, homeboy, go wait for me under the porch. Now, boy. What happened?
Thank you. Now, allow me to introduce myself, if a little late. I'm Inspector Layton.
And I'm Lucy Baker, the prof's assistant.
And what is it you want with little old me? I already gave the nice gentleman my statement. Why, everyone knows it was that no-good outlaw who committed this heinous crime. Much better at a southern accent than a French one.
Indeed, as likely as that may seem, there are a number of issues we still need to clear up.
Oh, really, Inspector?
Yes, well, 2 issues to be precise. The fact that she's getting defensive already puts more blame on her.
And the fact that we just had our defensive heart come up.
Firstly, the exact circumstance of the victim's death. You need to establish whether or not he really was killed by an intruder.
I've already told you, I saw the intruder with my own eyes.
Secondly, there's the intruder's point of entry. Exactly how did the culprit enter the flat?
Why, through the window, of course. You only need to look at the scene to know it. Have you even read my statement, Inspector? I like that he just keeps his cool.
Naturally. I've read all the witness statements. It's our job to iron out all these little details one by one, you see. I hope you won't mind helping us.
It will be my pleasure if it helps to bring that murdering outlaw to justice.
Good. So, Lucy, shall we begin our investigation?
Aye, let's get it stuck in, Prof. So here's where we go back and actually go over the clues.
So, these are the issues we still need to clean up about the case. Clear up about the case, are they?
Yes, if we can solve these little riddles, it will lead us to the truth about what happened.
Why, there's both as plain as day.
Perhaps, but we need to confirm they're as clear-cut as it seems. Lucy, where do you want to start?
Let's see.
Oh, no, that's the wrong accent.
Let's see now.
Where would you like to start? Nature of
We're still
attack?
waiting for it to catch up.
Nature of attack or method of entry?
Nature of attack. Because that still seems a little questionable to me. We can't make any useful deductions until we've established exactly how the victim was killed. we should start by examining the body.
Right you are.
Start investigating.
So, let's explore the scene of the crime. If anything jogs your memory, Miss Potsby-Mann, do tell us.
I'm sure I don't see what the point of all this carry-on is when I already have told you who the criminal is.
I'm afraid this is just a procedure we always follow. So if you wouldn't mind playing along. Alright, Lucy, let's get started.
I'm actually really happy that I'm showing you this chapter as opposed to a different one because things start getting interesting in this one.
Let's see if we can't find someone the killer left by mistake.
Sorry, I'm reading what she said.
Are you sure this little spring chicken is up to the task, Inspector? She seems mighty inexperienced. Whatever would a poor defenseless young widow like me do if she was falsely accused by a rookie? Oh, please.
There's no need for concern. I shall be keeping a close eye to make sure everything is done in the proper way.
Investigate the body. Well, let's go to the body and press on the corpse and then proceed to investigate it further.
Right, I think you've established the cause of death now, haven't you?
He was fatally stabbed.
Yet, Nix wasn't found carrying a likely murder weapon, so...
So it must have been disposed of somewhere here in the room. Well, I do declare, that murdering thief just cast aside his deadly weapon right here in my home? And am I to understand that you have no idea where the murder weapon even is? Do you quite know what you are doing, Inspector?
Trash talking.
Please be patient. Lucy, we need to look into the murder weapon.
I'll track it down, Prof. Don't you worry. I do believe you... I keep forgetting that that's me. I do believe you two need a helping hand. The thief fled over the balcony. Maybe look there.
Okay, find the murder weapon. Should we check the balcony like she suggests?
We know there's a bloody towel over there, but that's not related to what she said.
I mean, we can at least check the bloody towel, see if anything else is said about it. If not, maybe let's check the knives in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This is the weapon. The bloody towel is clearly the weapon. Well, we'll see what happens if I say this.
Now, honey, you surely cannot stab somebody with such a curious item. You do know that, right? I just slipped up, that's all.
Okay, so not that. Okay, I was just curious what would happen. Okay, so there was a knife, right? Maybe with the knife.
There were knives in the kitchen.
Let's check the knives. I don't think this is the murder weapon, but maybe.
There's some kitchen knives here, Prof. Could do the job.
That would be consistent with the long, thin blade that forensics told him the victim was stabbed with.
Aye, he was skewered in with one of these, all right in the middle of his back.
Sadly not. That's not the weapon we're looking for.
Oh, why not?
An officer already found those knives and forensics examined them for traces of blood. None was found. In fact, they look almost brand new. It say the inhabitants of this flat rarely cook.
Now, Inspector, whether we've cooked for ourselves or not is surely none of your business. Oh, pity. I thought I was on to someone with that. I'm beginning to feel like you'll never find the murder weapon at all.
On the contrary, we'll most certainly find it. Lucy, let's keep looking.
Okay, what else could be a murder weapon?
The glass itself.
Oh, we could, yeah. You're right. Let's look at the glass.
Shards of glass.
These shards of glass are pretty sharp, Prof.
You mean one of the larger ones could have made a makeshift weapon?
That's what I'm thinking,
Yes. The investigation officers had the same idea, so forensics studied every contender.
But here comes a but.
But the shards match the size and shape of the victim's wound.
I knew it. Oh my, what terrible luck.
Keep looking, Lucy. What else could have been used?
When is all this carry-on gonna end? My poor heart surely cannot take much more. The police have already turned my home upside down and found no trace of a murder weapon. Surely you should be looking for the grounds. You should be looking in the grounds where the murdering outlaw were caught instead.
We've already completed a thorough search of the surrounding area.
Then that wicked man must have swallowed it, mustn't he? What? Swallowed? Stuck a knife down his throat? Give over! Now don't tell me you've never seen a sword swallow it before.
This woman.
Perhaps we should take a step back and examine the facts we know about the murder weapon again.
You have the next line.
I already said. It just showed up.
Yep.
Lucy, there were no other obvious signs of physical trauma on the victim, correct? So I'll tell you, he was stabbed in the back and has no other wounds. So,
What were the circumstances of strangling after struggle totally out of the blue? Because there's no other wounds. If he had
it had to
struggled,
be totally
if he
out
had
of-
struggled, there would be more wounds.
Yes.
Exactly. We are correct.
If he has no other injuries and is stabbed in the back, I'd say it was caught totally unawares.
I couldn't agree more.
So we can be fairly certain the victim was killed in a surprise attack. Oh, my poor Jack! The cowardly thief murdered him without even looking him in the eye. That man is beyond contempt.
That would be nothing short of a miracle. After all, we're talking about a complete stranger entering the room.
There'd be no way he could have put up a fight. That makes no sense at all.
Oh, her defense cracked.
Poor Jack. He must have drifted off to sleep Poor Jack. He must have drifted off to sleep in front of that television. My poor honey did that a lot. There must be a reason why he did not notice the murderous villain breaking into the apartment.
That's an interesting new piece of information. We'll file it as a witness statement, if you don't mind.
You want to check the statement that got put in?
I'd say that's more or less all we can deduce about the circumstances of death at this stage.
Do you want to check the witness? Jack often used to doze off while
he was watching television.
Okay, that's all it is. I just wanted to check. Questioning session over.
Buffering!
Oh no! It's fine. Our next thing is we've investigated the nature of the attack. So now we're gonna investigate method of
The method of
entry.
entry.
Yep.
Which It does make sense that the glass went inwards if the method of entry was through the balcony.
Okay.
It's your go.
I remembered something, but I don't feel like...
So we're trying to work out how the killer got in the room, are we?
I think this investigation is going to point out what I just noticed, so I'm not going to say what it is.
That's right.
Now, I'm quite sure that cannot be more plain. Why, you only need to look at the shattered glass to know that the outlaw came in through the window.
But that's the only possible way, is it? Isn't there some other way into the flat other than through the window?
I can have a look around and see what I can figure out, Prof.
Start investigating. Well, I mean...
That's a good 3 seconds behind.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm so sorry.
Did someone else get in?
Well, I mean, there's
Obviously
the
door.
There's the door. So let's press the door. I don't think he got in through the door.
This is the way. If the door were locked and the key were inside the flat at the time, then
They could get in through the toilet. They climbed through the pipes. The dirty, dirty toilet.
it's plain to see that the outlaw did not walk in through the front door, as I have already said. Which I do declare brings us back to the window. The murdering thief broke into the window and stabbed my poor husband Jack in the back.
I find that hard to believe. Lucy, what do you think?
What if the door weren't locked when he broke in? It could have been locked later on, no?
I just read Lucy in a southern accent.
My poor, simple little girl. Did you not notice the doors on the apartments all lock all by themselves? Then maybe someone let him in. How about that? I can assure you, I have never set my eyes on that man before, and neither had my husband. Why would Jack let a complete stranger into his home? Or are you implying that I let the outlaw inside myself? Let's not forget that any man entering the building would have had to pass the caretaker.
I think it's going to point out what I noticed, and if it doesn't,
Indeed. It seems unlikely that Nix could have gained entry to the flat through the door.
Yeah,
I think we should examine the window in more detail, Lucy.
Yeah, this is going to point out what I think it is.
Aye, all right, Prof. I'll give it a good going over.
Here's the window. A French window that opens onto the balcony, broken glass. I've read that already.
It was obviously smashed deliberately, eh?
Can you ascertain from which side the window was broken?
It was broken from outside onto the balcony because the glass is on the inside. If it was broken from the inside, the glass would be on the outside.
Exactly.
So it was obviously broken from outside the balcony, but that does not mean the intruder broke it. If there's an intruder.
It was broken from the outside, from the balcony.
And how do we know this?
And how do we know this?
Because of where the broken glass fell. Most of it's inside the room.
Exactly. The window was clearly smashed with some considerable force from the outside.
Now, at last, will you believe my statement is true? The outlaw broke into my home and murdered my husband. Prof, it does seem I have not finished yet, young lady. There is a piece of vital evidence on the balcony, something left behind by the outlaw. But of course, you would have noticed something so obvious now, wouldn't you?
Oh. I don't think that the victim... Yeah, that's true. But what I'm mostly suspicious of was the window broken first? That's all I'm gonna say right now, because I know the game is going to, at some point this out.
Keep in mind, it's a French window. It opens and closes.
I know that. But it was they claim it was locked at the time. She claimed, I am suspicious of it because...
And yet it could easily...
There's a detail, so I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this clearly, because I know the game's going to say it clearly. But eagle-eyed people should notice something that does not add up about the body and the window. I will give my piece when I feel I should. Anyways, this is probably what she's talking about.
There's a bloodstained towel on the balcony here, Prof.
Please do not tell me you failed to notice such an obvious piece of evidence before.
No, I knew it was there. I was just getting round to it, that's all. I showed you it when I thought it was the murder weapon, you remember?
Ma, is that so? I don't remember you doing such a stupid thing, Lucy. Pardon my improv.
It would appear to be a towel used to wipe the blood off the murder weapon.
But why's it been chucked out here on the balcony?
Now, surely you can figure out something without my help. Clearly, the outlaw threw it away there after he stabbed my husband and fled over the balcony.
Well, maybe
There's one thing I'd like to double check.
Yeah, I think it's gonna point it out now.
Let's assume that the culprit did indeed rip the window in order to get inside the flat.
No, it's not gonna point it out.
The loud noise would have alerted everyone to the intrusion. Does that not strike you as a rather clumsy approach? A seasoned housebreaker?
why, the window was locked while the outlaw had no choice.
It was locked. Can you be sure of that?
I do declare I can. I distinctly remember it was locked from before. I always check the doors and windows before I denude my body to take a shower, Inspector.
Denude my body. Okay, that's one way of saying get naked to take a shower.
Very reassuring to know. I'm pleased we could clear that up. Lucy, make a record of it, would you? So, it's fundamental to the case.
Okay. I don't know when the game's gonna point this out, but there's glass on top of the body.
That was the first thing I noticed.
I don't know if other people have noticed this, but there's glass on top of the body. So there is no way that the window... No. Let me finish.
Listen to me.
But there is no way. So there's no way that the window was broken before the body was killed. Because there wouldn't be glass on top of the body.
That's the biggest thing that's been sticking out to me.
I know.
It has to be the wife.
It's been sticking out to me too. So like, I also agree with you. I think it's the wife. But I think... But that's to debunk the fact that it's an intruder is like, you had to have, unless the intruder broke in through somehow locked doors and opened it normally, killed, and then broke the window on top of went outside again and broke the window, that seems overly underdone.
I am delighted to see that we are finally seeing eye to eye.
This is the game trying to be like sneaky, like you haven't figured this out yet.
Keep the locked door in mind, Lucy.
I'll make a mental note, Prof.
Ooh, nice shine of the eye.
There's one more thing I'd like to try to clear up, if I may.
And what might that be?
I think now it's gonna point it out.
You've already mentioned it in your statement, but did you hear the noise of the window smashing?
I most certainly did. Why, I remember it now. I was in the shower at the time. Then I heard my husband scream. I came running out of the room and I saw the outlaw. As I said in my statement, he was wearing black from head to toe and he fled over the balcony.
And that's your statement. That's exactly what happened?
Well, I hope you're not implying that I'm a liar, Inspector.
I merely wanted to confirm the accuracy of your very important statement. Thank you very much.
Update. The French window from out the balcony. Glass shards from the flat prove that it was broken from the outside. Though locked prior to the incident, it is now open. Now she's adjusting her statements. I was taking a shower when I heard a window shattering. Then I heard my husband scream, so I hurried out to the bathroom to see what was wrong.
Well, I do believe the issues that were troubling you are no more. We have proven that outlaw is guilty. Oh, I? What exactly are you trying to say? The victim was taken by surprise and stabbed from behind. Smashing your way through a window hardly qualifies as a surprise attack, does it? My poor, sorry simpleton. You still fail to understand. My husband was sleeping at the time. He did not hear the outlaw breaking the window. Give over! Are you really? Are you doubting me? You have already established. You've already taken such a long time establishing that the window was smashed from the outside. That in and of itself is surely compelling evidence that the outlaw broke into my home as I have described. There can be no more room for doubt. I would kindly request that you allow me to go back to my home now, Inspector.
Of course. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We shall get our files in order. Now that...
Oh crap! You're not gonna read it in time. I'm sorry. You shall get your stuff in order now that the investigation has been thoroughly looked through. Something like that. I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna be fine.
No! Never assume I'm going to be fine.
I believe that will be best. Such a simple case can surely be laid to rest now.
One last thing.
Yes.
Night's never fun.
If we happen across any other awkward issues, I presume you wouldn't mind helping us again?
As long as you are not wasting my time, Inspector, I should be happy to help.
Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Much obliged, I'm sure.